Alright, what's up, homies? Hello. Funzy, TKD's nuts. Hello. ODM. Yo. Uter. Mr. Mike. Captain Mal. Hello. Very long name that I can't pronounce. TKD75, let us go. Hello, hello. Blue Crayon, hello, hello. How are you? Alright, folks. Let's get started. So today we got a TKD Part 175 board. So this is the 75% from the brand that has brought us the Cycle 7 and 8 previously. Just realized I have my watch on. It's not good for boards. Cold? Yeah, decent bit colder today in New York. I believe it's like in the 60s for those who do Fahrenheit, and for those who do Celsius, it's like 16, 17 degrees Celsius. So a little cooler today, weather-wise. And it'll get colder at night, around like 8-9 degrees. So, alright, so I was just prepping some stabs here. Well, just like getting the stabs here. So let's move some of this stuff around. So I actually don't know what color I got. I was asked for like preferences at some point, but I frankly don't remember exactly what I chose. So I actually don't know what I have today. So we'll find out together. I pretty much just took it out of the box just now, out of the shipping box. So let's find out together what board we got here. But here it says Part 175 prototype for review only, not the final. VTX engine, and this is from Trace Kids Design, TKD. They again, as I said, they did the Cycle 7 and the Cycle 8. VTX means vertex. It's the people who did the angle, for example. Live on the Monday, I see. Yes, live on the Monday, because nothing better. Well, I mean, I do have quote-unquote better things to do, not things I want to do. But yes, live on the Monday. NKNFTZ, good afternoon. I'm not sure how you pronounce to your username. Maybe like Nukin Futz. I don't know. Futz. I don't know. You tell me. Alright, let's unbox this fella over here. Also, Utoy, hello, hello. Coderbra, hello. Mr. Kupo, Nuckin Futz. Alright, Nuckin Futz. Fucking nuts. I'm assuming. that's the not reference, but the what you're going for. So we got an accessories box over here. Oh, it's closed as well. I heard that you are not the biggest fan of 75%. I'm not a 75% hater, for example. And that's because I actually used to really like 75%. 75% was my layout of choice for a good amount of time, actually. I I started in the hobby wanting a 75% after a TKL. So like I had a full size with MX Browns, and then I transitioned into a TKL. I liked the TKL, and I was like, wait, can I do something compact that's not a TKL? And I was like, well, I'm gonna try a 75. So I actually got myself a Duck Octagon at the time, the V1, and the KD 75. The first release of the KD 75, it came in various colors. I got like a cyan one and a purple one, I think. I gave the cyan one to somebody else, kept the purple one if I recall correctly, and yeah, I used 75% for a while. I was looking for a variety of 75% at the time. The Octagon was like the primary one that was available from the, like, you know, Korean custom sort of like scene. And so I personally used my Octagon for many years, and so I personally really liked 75% for a long time. I like basically like the aspect that it was compact, but essentially what the TKL had functionality wise. But later on I kind of got to realize that I prefer the aesthetics of the TKL at the expense of the space. And so I don't hate 75s, but I don't like, if I have a choice between getting a TKL and a 75 from the same designer, I would choose a TKL. Now, back then, different question. I think I might have chosen the 75, but yeah. It's just different needs at different points in time. So that's mainly why. And then came HKB. No, well, so the HKB actually came first. I actually got myself a Nova Touch and an HKB at the very beginning. So October was at the very beginning. I was still getting used to 60%. And so the 75 was to fill in the gap of wanting TKL number of buttons, right? But getting... like filling the TKL gap, but with a more compressed format. Okay, so let's open the accessories box. We got a solderable PCB here. A variety of layouts. We got a, I'm assuming this is hot swap PCB. So let's actually take a look at the layouts here. Oh, so if the music's too loud or anything, let me know. But let's see. So, solderable PCB supports step caps lock, ANSI, and ISO. And then 625 and 7U bottom rows with a blocker. And then we got F13 on the top right here. It's staggered F row. Well, technically, yeah, sure. Staggered F row. And we got full and stepped. Full and split backspace, and fixed split short shift, and then stepped and regular caps lock. Okay, cool. And I assume the hot swap actually supports the exact same. No, it does not. So the hot swap, interestingly enough, does support. It's ANSI fixed in terms of the right side. We have a fixed 2U backspace. We do have stepped and regular caps lock, but ANSI for the modifiers. And it looks like the bottom row is fixed to a 625. They actually do not give you the 7U option for hot swap. So you do get two modifiers on the right side of the spacebar. So if you get hot swap for this, if you're in the market for 75 and you get this, if you get the hot swap, you won't get the option to do 7U on the hot swap. So FYI. Ribbon cable and daughter board for the board itself. Blood Easy, hello. Nowadays I really only want solder, but I feel for the people who are stuck with 625 hot swap. Yeah, I kind of think that's a bit unfortunate, yes. Looks like we got some of the TKD stabs. So they come with pads. Here's the screws for their screw-in stabilizers, it appears. And then we got wires. And then we got kind of like a Durock V2 style sort of wire holder for the clip of the stabilizer, but it's they're black housings. We can use these stabs actually instead of the cherry ones, so maybe I'll take a look at these and use these. I've heard these stabs are actually fine. I think I might have used some of these stabs before. Let's see. So we got plates, I assume. Oh, those are C3s? Ah, okay, C3s then. Well, that's cool. Let's see. Plates we got FR4. Me Love keyboard, same. We got Smoky Polycarb. Smoky Polycarb. And maybe this is aluminum based on the other two. But we'll see. Oh, carbon fiber. Carbon fiber, pretty nice. Carbon fiber. Very nice. Okay, so we got FR4, carbon fiber, and polycarb. Sweet. Plastic plates are the wrong file? What's wrong with them? Let me see. Is there anything wrong with them? Maybe I'll put this one on the top. The cutouts look the same to me. They lack mounting points? They lack mounting points? Where do they lack them? I see 3 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Are there supposed to be more at the bottom? Is this like a variable mounting point type of thing where if you use a certain plate you have more mounting points, if you use certain plates you have fewer? Okay, there are additional mounting points on the top frame. Okay, well, good to know. Although, I assume they're going to change that. That's fine. We got a... I don't know what this piece of foam is. I guess it's just filler for the box. We got bolts. I assume for the plates. Top mount. Hello, Mr. Soran. Rate my PC build. i7 2.9 512 SSD 2 terabyte HDD 1080. Wow, a 1080. That's not bad, I guess. I mean, it'll run things. At least you're using an IPS display. That's pretty. That's all right. SLI. I'm not sure. I'm not a big PC person. Like, I don't know too much about PCs. So I'm not gonna comment on it. That's a very old build, though. Yeah, it's like 7 years old, right? I feel like I would hear of this build back when I was just finishing up school, like college, maybe. Not that old. I mean, 6 years old, 5 years old. It can run Wukong 200 FPS. Oh, I want to play Black Myth Wukong so badly. It's a game I've been wanting to play. Heard is really good. Alright, so let's get the board. Nice box, nice packaging. Alright, let's check. If only I played games these days. I know, right? Like, as you get older, the real issue is you start losing time. Like, you just don't have the time. Like, you do, like, you know, you go to work, you do a few things that you need to do, you run some errands, you hang out with, like, you know, whether it's your significant other or whether with a friend briefly, and your time is up. and the day is gone, and then you have some chores or something to prep for the next day, and that's it. Day's over. Gone. If you have a commute that's long enough, then even worse. It's you have kids, okay, GG. Like, kids, yeah, no time for games. Like, games with them, sure. But you won't have time for yourself. Alright, so this is the typical TKD case. Just zipper case. It's not bad. Ooh, this color. Oh, we got this nice sort of like teal board. Look at that. With a, think it's like a kind of like copper tone. Ooh, baby, let's go. This looks sweet. Looks like a color Smith and Rune would have. Oh, I think they did have this color, didn't they, for Iron 165 round 2, I think. They had a very similar tone. We got the patina accent. Very cool, very cool. It's the Peacock color one, yes. Earth tone Z? Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's kind of like a good set for it. Or I think some people might say copper as well. When would TKD do 60% a Neo? Maybe they're saving it for last. Yeah, maybe best for last. Haha. I don't know. But ooh, look at that. Very nice colorway. Let me actually so yeah, this is the Peacock anodizing green. It says green top case aluminum, sandblasted internal cover or brass, made out of brass, and then yeah, so very nice. Let's see, do they have any specs on the weight and stuff? Is it, I'm assuming it's like PVD black, right? I think it's like PVD black. 6D's nuts. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna take out this cover because it bothers me anyway. Another. Ooh, it smells like chemicals. I need a different cloth. Yeah. Oh, they had some kind of cleaning chemical on this. It's kind of splotchy. Do a quick hawk twat to polish the weight? Yeah, I don't know. I want to try not using any abrasive materials, but maybe just... I'm not sure. Nothing's smudging on it either, so... I think it's just my goal in 2025 is to have 0 PVD boards. Fair. I have to say, I'm not sure what's going on with this weight. It's like very like, it had some chemical on it that was covered by the plastic, and I took it off, and it's like, let me see, where's this yeah, look. It was like sealed. I think they did not They like did not let it dry. They did not let this like agent properly dry off. It's kind of gross actually. Moisture? I don't think that's moisture. It smelled like a chemical. Like it smells noxious as fuck. Case hardened. Alright, whatever. You know, part of the patina. So YOLO. Okay? Alright, so it's actually kind of funny that I chose these switches today because they sort of go alright with the board. Oh, we have an alu plate on this as well, but this has like this turquoise sort of color for it. This tourmaline green switches. These are Everglide, what I think is just Everglide was just Durock if I recall correctly, right? Everglide is just Durock or Gadron, I forget which brand, but one of those two. And they're just nice these polycarbonate switches, right? But they'll go pretty okay with this board. So I figured I would try those switches because I had those switches for a long time in my stash, and then I was like, I haven't used like those old school full travel polycarb switches in a while. And I just kind of felt like using one, and so that's what I took. It was either that or like alpacas, but I didn't have alpacas lubed up, so I just picked those. So that's what we got. All right, so I guess we better. I can forgo the cherry stabs. Then I can just use the TKD stabs, and then we can do a choice of a plate. I'll go with soldered today because I don't want to do 65U for bottom row. So let's do 7U and let's do solderable, and let's just pick out a plate. So let's do a quick poll. So let's see, plate material. So it's gonna be FR4. So apparently polycarb is not the same as the final design of the plate. So maybe we'll forget about it for now. I know that I think I saw Simon using this, so maybe I'll just let Simon deal with the polycarb situation. He's built it like a few times, I think. And then we have the carbon fiber and alu. Carbon fiber. Aluminium. Alright, y'all can vote. Norse would go well. I don't have Norse, nor track day, nor nightlight. Neither of those. All of those I don't have. Okay, so while the vote is happening, I prep. So my next phase in my prep is to remove the PCB thingies. I've done this with my hands many times, but there are times when your hand slips and this shit just stabs your arm or your whatever, and it hurts like a mother, father, gentleman. And so I do this with pliers now. F or just me? What the? Oh, I'm dropping frames. Oh, well, I'm sorry. It looks like I'm spiking for whatever reason. It's only very small percentage of them, so it'll come back. Hopefully. It's spiking. Okay, looks like we got carbon fiber for the vote. Waiting for the... Oh, yeah, my internet is, yeah. My internet is being weird. Wow, I haven't had internet issues in a while. So this is kind of wild and unprecedented. It's kind of coming back though. Or not. Nope. It's crazy. I'll be right back, okay? Need to restart. Alright, I think we're back. So just let me know if there's any issues. But I think we're back. Alright, I think it appears we are back. So, sorry about that. I guess it was just a brief internet spike. I just noticed that my frames were dropping, and then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna restart my PC. So that's what happened. But we're back. So let's continue. Okay, so I saw that carbon fiber won the vote. So let's build these on carbon fiber. I guess let's inspect the board itself first. Why not? So I'm gonna just open it up. So let's do that. So I'm assuming these bump-ons also have screws underneath. I would doubt it would be just these 5 screws. So yes, I'm right. So there are bump-ons that just fit on the corners. Let's get those 4 more screws removed. Do you prefer a 75 like 7V or Tomo? I prefer... If you're asking me to choose between... Okay, so actually I'll show you what my qualm with 75% are. Specifically relating to the 7V and other designs like that. So, just... So, for me, I don't love exploded arrow cluster. That's actually something I don't like about 65s and 75s and similar designs that have that. Is I actually don't like the arrow cluster to be vertically separated from the rest. It confuses my hands basically when I reach for the arrows. I actually get confused. Reason being that I'm so used to going towards the bottom right corner for my arrows, like in a TKL. But then when they are slightly offset, like kind of like this, I for some reason, I don't know, my hands seem to have a hard time getting used to that. and so I don't love that. So yeah, I agree with JQUK. It's like you either go fully exploded or you go like fully compact. So like fully compact would be like the Dock Octagon, which is just completely compact, you know, F-row included. So I personally really like fully compact if it's 7U bottom row and completely compact, no blocker here either. No 0.5U blocker. So I think fully compact has its appeal despite the non-staggered rows at the top 2 rows. But so personally, if I have to choose between the 7V and the Tomo, I would go Tomo for sure, just because of the arrow exploded thing. I also don't really love my column being exploded onto the side, because the whole point of 75% is that it is compact layout relatively, and so when you separate this column to the right or to the left or whatever, you know, wherever you want to put it, it kind of defeats the purpose of doing that. Like the whole appeal of it is that it's smaller than a TKL, and when you do that, you basically end up occupying more space. You bleed into TKL territory at that point. Might as well just get a TKL. So yeah, like a board that I personally really like, I mean, you know, boards like this one, like the TKD 175, or like the Xeno, if you guys remember the Xeno at all. The Xeno was, I think, in my opinion, was supposed to be, I guess, a pretty nice board. It had its issues in manufacturing due to the contact person who that you know, that Mr. Poner ended up using for a Xeno production, and like manufacturing for the Xeno just had its issues. I personally feel like the Xeno would have been an excellent board outside of manufacturing, and I personally really like the layout of the Xeno. So name drop them. I mean, yeah, I mean it was a disaster when it ran through Zeal. So I personally like exploded F-row for 75s. I think they do look really nice, but yeah, I don't think I love exploded anything else if it's going to be a 75%. So yeah. Okay, so so there's our board. We have this massive brass weight. I kind of want to open this up too, because I want to see what the interior looks like. So we have a daughter board with a ribbon cable kind of like running through this small hole here. Wait, what the? Is this not a... I think it's a T8? Yeah. So we have this like very large brass plate on the interior. So let's show that off as well, and let's show all of the internal design portions as well. Hello, Mr. Frank. How are you? Ella manages to be compact but stagger the top rows, and wind keyless makes it look clean. Yeah, I have to say I don't really care for the wind keyless thing. Specifically like the 0.75U blockers. I personally don't really care too much for it, but some people do. Some people think it's like the ultimate aesthetic, so I understand that. Oh wow, okay. Alright, so oh, this is interesting. Okay. So we have a rather long and moderately, you know, not too thick but not too thin brass weight, actually on the heavier side than not. Forged carbon one, right? Yes. So, and on the internal side you have machined steel, and then we got daughter board here where it's attached to, I assume, this accent badge, and then this these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts are pretty sure they're attaching the weight down here. So there are a lot of screws. Yeah. Manu has a point. There are so many screws. Like 3 for these, each steel weights, right? Looks nice though. But then there are these bolts, 2 for the daughter board. I mean, oh sorry, no, these 2 are for the, I can't tell. No, yeah, it's these 2 for the accent, these 8 for the long weight, and then we got a bunch of screws for this brass plate, and then we got these little accent thingies here that have the branding, so the Vertex engine and the TKD logo. And yeah, so and interestingly enough, these have also been like lined with some sort of like tape. It's like kind of like some sort of like foamy sort of tape, maybe to just prevent too much of that metal to metal contact. So these have been like covered on the backside. Pretty cool design though. It has a lot going on, especially for its price point. There's just a lot of parts. I'm often genuinely surprised at how cheap these are being sold for, like assuming that they're producing a lot in quantity. Because they just really have so many parts to them. Foam and tape mod all-in-one new meta for keyboards. Foam and tape. Yeah, I guess sometimes I genuinely am a little surprised to see it. Like I occasionally will like, you know, be watching someone else's video about a board, and like in the comment section you'll see like, oh, they don't include a foam kit, travesty. My $150 kit has 3 foam pieces and included tape thingy sheets and I don't know, like a bunch of other things. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I don't know, some stuff is just not necessarily like it you don't always need it, I think. But that's just me though. Oh, so you have some alignment pins over here. So this is the top piece, alignment pins here, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we got a bunch of mounting points. So let me see. It does appear we have an extra mounting point. Wait, yeah, like an yeah, that's an extra mounting point here. 2 extra mounting points here. So it's very interesting, this design. No wait, yeah, we have like different mounting points for different plates, as was indicated, that the polycarb plate will have different mounting points from the one that I got. So a lot of possibilities here. So that's cool. I mean, so that basically is, they're just trying to adjust for like, if it's a softer plate, then you get mounting points in positions that will not make it feel as flimsy. And then, so like for example, further to the corners, further to the edges, and then in the case of the bottom side, or in the case of like, if you, for example, this one right now has 3 mounting points, it's just using these 3. But if you have more, like if you have 5, then you have 1, 2, or 4, sorry, then you do 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over here, so it's distributed more properly. So basically, as they add mounting points, they're using different positioning for them as well. In the case of the bottom side as well, if you're using 3 mounting points, then they would use 1, 2, and 3 over here. But in the case of this particular aluminum plate, it only has 2 mounting points at the bottom, so it's only using this and this position on the left and the right. But yeah, but like for example, if you had a plastic plate with this, this bottom right corner would just bend right inward. So 2 mounting points at the bottom for the plastic plate might not be enough. But for the aluminum plate, we'll be fine. Okay. Mods. Caseflow mod. Polyfill. Paper 3-layer tape P switch pad. Band-aid holy toothpick plate. Force break floss. Silicone glue. Penny mod. I have no idea what penny mod is. Alright, let's go ahead and build up the rest. So that will be doing steps and putting this together. Finally. So maybe I'll just change the build command a little bit. Penny mod is just a bunch of pennies taped in the board? Oh my god. Are you for real? That's really funny. Okay, so we use the forged carbon plate. And let's use our (7U) bottom row. 2, 4, 6, 8. How tight do these feel on the wire? I think these are like C3s, right? So they're fine. No need to break in or anything. Okay. Endgame design the board so bad they will need all the foam in the world and all the mods possible. Well, so I'm not sure if you guys remember, but what was that 75% that introduced a lot of the foam stuff? Was it the, what was it called? Thera 75 or something like that? Jelly Epoch? Is it the Jelly Epoch? Yeah. So, I mean, that one introduced the dependence on foam, right? To the scene. Like, I remember or there was another board after that that also like, pretty much like you needed to have the foam for the board to work. So there have been a lot of boards that kind of like lent into that really heavily. Oh, it's Kiwi. Hi. Just every OwlLab board ever. I remember building the is the suit? Yeah, the suit was an OwlLab board, right? I think. I remember building that with the flex cut PCB and no foam, and it was like really quiet. But the flex actually was kind of nice. It was really crazy, but it was actually not bad. Sushi roller PCB. Oh my god, I love that. Sushi roller PCB. Don't you love your sushi with a little bit of extra FR4 dust in? Yummy, yum. It's that extra umami for your hand rolls. What's up, buddy? What's up? Oh. Okay, okay, okay. Hold on. Come on. Yeah, yeah, I know. Come here. Why are you so stubborn? FR4 stands for Furikake. Okay, Kiwi, don't touch this though. He's here, the goodest boy. You have something to say? He's purring. Can you hear him? Oh, good boy. He just wanted attention. When you sniff him, does he smell sweet to you? Yeah, so if we do laundry, like fresh laundry, whenever there's like completely fresh laundry, he smells like laundry a lot. But yeah, he generally smells pretty neutral, pretty good. But especially when we have fresh laundry, he smells like laundry a lot. He loves sitting on fresh laundry too. Right, Kiwi? But he likes his blankies the most. Good boy. Let's see, Kiwi. Let's make some space for you because I know it's a little messy out here. Do you think you could sit here? Let's see. Sit. Good boy. Okay. Do you think you can stay there? Okay. Let's just stay there, okay? Oh boy. Oh, Kiwi. He's a curious boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? He's a needy one sometimes. Then when he really doesn't want to hang out, oh my gosh, this guy's like biting my fingers. A little 205 with an extra dose of cat fur. Not a cat or pet person in general. That's fair. But I can appreciate well-behaved ones. Yeah, he's really well-behaved. He is very polite. Like, he definitely understands the concept of us being busy doing other things that do not pertain to him, or that, like, he doesn't gain anything from interrupting us from doing. Like, he is, like, if we go on a call, or like, you know, like I'm at my desk thinking over a problem, just like putting my head down, like writing, or like doing stuff, he seems to understand that, because even though he's very like hungry, or he was begging even like 5 minutes prior to that, he stops and just sits and waits, and then he knows when things are done, and then he asks for things that he wants. He's really, really good. Very smart. He definitely observes us very closely, and he kind of picks up on a lot of the cues. He doesn't get like as easily faint, like yeah, like feints don't like work on him as well. Like, he kind of realizes like intent, and so he picks up on it pretty quickly. Mine doesn't care. If she wants attention, she wants it. If you don't give it, she'll sulk. Oh. I mean, he sulks too. He is needy. But he does it differently, yeah. I think, for example, the times he will like sulk the most, or at least like kind of like give up and just go on to the side and be like a little depressed cat, is when we are playing like video games. He'll just go out to the bathroom and sit on the like floor there, like in the dark. It's kind of sad, but sometimes he'll do that because he knows that he's like not getting that attention, even though we invite him to like the couch or whatever, right? We tell him like, hey, just come here, or like we put him there, but then I think maybe he doesn't like the noises or something. He doesn't always leave, but a lot of the time he'll like leave and just like go to the bathroom or go to the closet or something like that, but basically not in the same room. He tends to be pretty good though. Like, he when we're all home hanging out, he tends to hang out in between two people a lot. So like, if I'm in one room and the other person's in the other room, then he like sit in kind of like in a midpoint, where he can see both people at once. So in those regards, I'm pretty thankful that he's so he's pretty polite and pretty good about being with people. He is, on the other hand, very skittish. Like, he hates door knocks. He hates like if we have anyone over or anything like that. He like will run away if someone knocks on the door, or doorbell. Like, doorbell sounds terrify him. Anything that implies visitors terrify him. Like, he'll just run off and hide under the bed or something like that. He won't easily come out if there's visitors. Like, typically visitors will rarely see him unless we kind of tell him to come out, and even if we kind of force him, like, he's very, very reluctant to be any close to people that are not his people, so to speak. So it's kind of hard to see him if you're visiting, and you wanted to like see Kiwi. It's very rare, because it'll take at least the whole day to like for him to maybe warm up to people, and that's if he's feeling like it. This and the Altair were Kiwi approved. Both boards should make mention of that. Yeah. My cat flies when I sneeze. I have a dad sneeze. Oh my god. Are you like the... Sometimes I have a sneeze like that, and sometimes I don't. Although obviously my partner begs to differ that I always do. My only care is when sneezing when she sleeps. Couldn't care less generally, but if you wake her up, you get death stares. Oh no. Kiwi is actually pretty good about kind of like really just trying to sleep. Except for when there's, yeah, doorknobs, visitors, doorbells, things like that are extremely irritating to him. But like outside noises, or sometimes if we like drop something small or something like that, or like get startled by something that happens on TV or like whatever it is, he doesn't freak out that easily. But yeah, he doesn't appear as bothered. That's funny though. I mean, that sounds such, that's such cat behavior though, right? Lightning-sama. Hello, Mr. Mangoes. How are you doing, dude? Oh, also, I just realized today I was running an errand earlier, and I went outside to run some errands, and I realized a bunch of stores were closed, and that made me realize quickly that today is well, it's technically, I think the 11th is, or is it the 11th or the 12th? But like Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day now, right? So it's Indigenous Peoples Day, and so a bunch of stores were closed today, including I think the post office. So if you are currently if you have the holiday off, then hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, I only realized after I went to the store and I was like, oh, it's closed. Great. I still have class today? Yeah, I don't think school's closed for the most part. I work for an Alaska Native corporation that I don't have off. Oh, that's a very fitting username for you then. Okay, so screws for the case. Oh, here they are. K-12 is, but not uni or college. I guess that makes sense. You went outside? Yeah, what about outside? Oh, I see. Never mind. Yes, I went outside today. Wow, it's crazy. I actually stepped outdoors. Can you imagine that? Cause I totally never do that. Mangoes, bastard. I'll have you know, I step outside like every day. Even if it's just for a shorter walk. I can see outside. Does that count? Ah, close enough. That sounds like a lot of work, you know, shifting your focus between things that are close to your view and far away through a window. That sounds like a good amount of work to me. So I think that counts. I think that counts. Experiencing the outside through your very unique and personable sense of vision. Oh, Kiwi loves staring outside. Actually, Kiwi. So we've had like construction workers like doing stuff in the across the street, and he constantly watches them do stuff. He's like super fascinated by the cranes and like just like stares down at people from our apartment. He loves staring people down, like they're insignificant. Truly a cat thing to do. Okay, I think that should do it for stabs, but we gotta test them. Okay, so for bottom row, I guess we'll do 7U here, so goes like that. Really haven't used switches like this in a while. Alright. Let's test stabs. Hey! Niku, hello. Beautiful teal color. Yeah, it's a nice color. This Peacock colorway from TKD. You have a preference for split backspace tilde being mod color or no? I prefer just it being alpha colored, personally. I don't have a strong preference, but I mean, sorry, I do have a strong preference. My bad. But if I'm going to split it, I prefer it being a regular alpha colored, just like mod pipe. I don't really use. Ah, nice stabs. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good stabs. I really like these stabs. They feel and sound pretty smooth. Yeah, if I'm doing like a 60%, that key is always tilde. And it's usually alpha colored for me. But like it you know, like if I'm using like an artisan keycap, and that's technically a tilde, like I don't mind using a mod colored artisan, but if I'm using like the actual keycap set, I do use I put the alpha tilde one, the alpha colored one. And I don't really use backspace there. So for me, it depends on the layout, right? Like on the 60% though, the backspace for me goes on FN plus tilde. Like, you know, so that would be like FN plus like tilde here, right? That's where I would put delete. Do you have earth tones? I actually do. I actually do have GMK earth tones. I actually got GMK earth tones from a giveaway from Novel Keys. What's my HKB backspace? It's here in the pipe position for, you know, it's pretty much mostly, for the most part, my HKB is gonna be like the HKB layout, like the original HKB layout. So control here, backspace here, and then pipe tilde. Redeem for it, so that's it. Okay, sure. Yeah, we can do earth tones. It'll look pretty good. Just go ISO HKB and you can run a full backspace with all of your keys easy. No, I guess that's kind of true. Although, I personally don't really like. I don't have to have full backspace for everything, so I don't mind doing split. I love the sound and feel. I love the sound or feel of 2U, but prefer split. Yeah, I do prefer the sound of 2U, for sure. I do agree with that, like 100%. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Just need to. Should feel like I have some lube on my hands. It's kind of annoying. Alrighty. Getting lunch. If you're soldering, I'll be back. Sounds good. It will be soon. Have a good lunch. Have a delicious lunch. One thing about HKB that I didn't get, many of those keywords aren't symmetrical. What spacebar length do they use? 625. If they ask, no, not 7U for symmetry. So for the original HKB, right? So I can show you actually. So this is the HKB, right? So the Topper HKB uses 6U. So the Topper HKB has, right? It has 1U, 1.5, and then 6U, and then 1.5, 1, and then there is a longer blocker on the left compared to the right. But for MX style HKB, right? So MX style HKB, you get 7U. So they are different. The MX style HKB is quote unquote more symmetrical than the Topper one. So this is the Lily in HKB, right? So that uses 7U, and then this uses 6U. As you can see, so they have their appeal. Obviously, the original HKB, like the Topper HKB, has the appeal of it always having been 6U, like from the support of their keycap sets to like the Real Force also using a 6U for the 87U, for example, like the Real Force R1 87U uses a 6U spacebar as well. And the HKB uses 6U. So like that's what people call true HKB. True HKB is the one that is close to the original HKB. So that's going to be 6U. And then if you got MX style HKB, typically that's going to be 7U because that's how it was adapted to fit keycap sets, typically made for Cherry MX. But why is original that way? So the kind of like the backstory of the HKB. So if you look into the HKB's design philosophy, it's that a computer science professor named A.T. Wada, I think. Dr. Wada created the HKB layout and rearranged keys in a way that would be convenient for programmers and users of like Unix-based systems. And so the HKB was made with both compactness and functionality in mind, and that was the decision that was made when the first HKB was made, and it was just based on the principle of something that was functionally useful for what he thought would be good for, at the time, good for programmers, aka hackers, right? That's why it's called a happy hacking keyboard, so that hackers would be hacking professionally. I mean, happily rather. So yeah. There's like a paper published on this. But the reason why 6U is not like a thing on MX style keycap sets is because it came about much later when people were like, oh, why don't we make like 6U containing boards? I mean, there is like for example, there is like there are certain vintage boards or other boards like or even like OEM boards in general that use 6U for their spacebar size, but the traditional ANSI has 625U with the 1.25U mods like this one, and then 7U exists in a lot of the like IBM Win keyless, like the SSK type layouts, or like if you look at the Cherry G80, like the Cherry G80s with the 7U spacebar, there's like the 1800. There's also the full size, the 1000s and the 3000 board layouts that use 7U spacebars. There's obviously larger spacebars as well, like 9 and 10 and so on. But yeah, but the ones that were kind of like standardized were those two, and so like that was kind of like why you see 625 and 7U kind of almost mandatorily in all keycap sets, and then 6U is there for more atypical compatibility concerns. Diego, did you know that HKB first had no alt in Windows kit bottom row? Yeah. So if you look at the very first like HKB, it's very different. Yeah, it's in that. Yeah, it's in that link as well. Yeah, like the initial like sketch. But yeah, the idea was that you could put all your required modifiers. It's like, why reach for any key outside? Because the thing is this, I think I kind of see that though. Like this, your thumb position is comfortably on the space bar. Why move your thumb like this, or even twist your hand to reach bottom right or bottom left modifiers when you can keep your hand in home row and reach for like function layer based modifiers as well? So, and that way you don't have to like twist your hand or move your thumb. So in a way, the principle behind the HKB was ergonomics and functionality, and so I can see why that initial thought process was there. But the reality when it comes to any kind of product design, right, is you have to consider that not everyone can change their habits. Old habits do die hard, and it's pretty difficult to accomplish that and to like change sort of like the status quo in, you know, in a market that also has a very wide demographic. Like, you're not just dealing with younger people like entering the market or the workforce, but you also have folks who have been doing computer work for, you know, decades and whatnot. So yeah, you can't change all that in one go in a singular product. It takes years and years of that evolving and changing the paradigm. Yeah, there's things like return and enter being different things, and you know, because carriage return is return, and enter for entering like numeric input like on a numpad is they have completely different functions. More keys should have rub out. Yes. More keys should have rub out. Yes, I agree. And GL, like on the Wang 724 or 725, the GL key. Good luck. Just kidding. And where's my that was easy button? Druck. German layout stuff. Rub out kit going into IC. Yeah, why could Karma make an woo macro kit, but we can't have a rub out add-on kit? Huh? Why did woo have to hit MOQ before a rub out kit? Rub out and its UV print. That's a good one. That's actually a good meta joke about rub out key. Make a rub out key and make it, well, actually rub out over time. What webcam do you use? I actually have a Sony a6400 with a 16mm Sigma lens on this camera. This camera above this way is also an a6400 with a 18mm to 135mm zoom lens, and this camera on the side is also an a6400 with a 30mm Sigma lens. Initially though, I did use, and actually the JD webcam, the one I'm like covering right here, that's a Logitech HD 920 or C920, you know, that the standard off is one that a lot of people buy, that goes on sale like every single year, like 3 times a year. That one, I think now actually there's like a new one, right, with the cover and everything. But the 1080p camera, the webcam, is the one I used at the very beginning of my streaming, and then I still have it. I mean, I still use it for random stuff, but that's nice because it's just one USB port and it's pretty easy. Nice, easy 1080p feed. You like A6400, huh? Well, so I like started with one, and then I liked it, but then the problem with getting more cameras for, like, you know, more sources is you have to have compatible lenses. And if I buy any other body, well, okay, any other body outside of the Sony E-mount system, I have to buy lenses for it. It's so expensive. It's so expensive. So yeah, I was tempted to get like a Fuji or something like that for like the side cam or the front cam or something like that, but it was cheaper to just get a singular body and use the same lenses I already had bought anyway, because I had bought the first body with the Sigma lenses just for like travel and other uses, or like taking photos. But then when I wanted to upgrade for stream like purposes, it would have been a pain to get like a different body, a different ecosystem entirely. Yeah, there's the battery. I mean battery. Yeah, right. Like right now they're like tethered to like a powered line, but yeah, there's that too. I mean, there's so many things, right, about that. Oh, that's so interesting. So I have to mention something about the PCB design that I kind of think is intriguing to me. So look at this. Look at these pads over here. I like this. I actually kind of wish some PCBs had this. Not all, I mean, but look how they have actually exposed traces, exposed pads here for the column that corresponds to this one, and this one, and this one, this one, this one, this one, and so on, all the way to column 15. So this is actually kind of nice. Like if you have issues and you need to test, like same for the rows, they have designated spots for every single row. So if you need to fix any traces, you like rib diodes, or you have something to diagnose, some issues to diagnose, a small pad like this can help just like know exactly where you are and keep track of things. It's pretty nice. Something that I think for those who do any kind of debugging, it's always nice to use. Obviously, like if you're an EE or if you know your stuff, you can just use a DMM like a multimeter and figure it out. It's not that hard, but because it's just a nice grid. But even then, all right, let's go ahead and yes, I know, soon Kiwi. Oh, so you're actually early. So let's solder up. All right, let's go ahead and get our iron ready. Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's definitely a quality of life, little quality of life thing. Alright, let's start soldering this up. So for indicators, this does have a caps lock indicator from what it seems. And that's it for indicator LEDs. For those wondering if it has LEDs. I don't know why, but when I see the word Skibidi, it reminds me of Luke. I mean, what do you mean you don't know why? Isn't it because he's like the worst one with the... Actually, well, technically we have some others who are affected by the brain rot. But yeah, sure, Luke is definitely highly associated for that. Yeah, Kiwi, it's too early. Luke is the most zoomer in the server. Can you believe it? Quappa is technically even more so, but Quappa has like triple the maturity of Luke. Except when he posts DCS Guardian promo video. That's the only time I always see that Quappa loses it. Loses his cool. DCS Guardian promo video. I remember you got mad at us for posting it too much. Just got old. It was like all the time. I was like, isn't this set like run and gone already? I think it's actually this set. I'm pretty sure this set is in stock at SP Keyboards, like at Signature Plastics, something like that. The video stays forever. Fair. Hello, Conan. He switched over to a fashion designer eating cherries. Oh, by the way, Did people watch that like Simon's stream on hot swap versus solder? What was the verdict on that? I actually don't remember. Was it like solder was nicer or something, or sounded nicer for whatever reason? Something like that. Solder, really? But was it like apparent? Like, could you actually tell a big difference? Or was it just like, oh, here I am listening to this stream audio, trying to discern the most minuscule difference? Or was it like painfully obvious? Wasn't obvious? It was completely biased? Okay. That's what I figured. But I just got curious. I was just slightly curious as to whether it actually made any more significant difference than what seems right. Because at that point you're just making a choice. This is like asking me, okay. This is like when my partner asks me, hey, should I get this cute little thing with a cute like cat design on it? You know, like item number 1, or should I get this item number 2 that also has cute cat design and cute colors? Which one should I get? I'm like, well, they both look cute objectively, right? And I'm like, well, I mean, if you have to pick between two, why not just pick the one you like the most? But then I'm like, well, should I pick for you? And then it's like, no, just tell me which one should I get? And I'm like, well, I mean, are you asking me to pick for you? No. I'm like, okay, well, so why are you asking me then? it's like they're both good, they're both cute. I can't decide this on your behalf. Just pick whichever. But technically they're both good. But no, I can't decide for them though, because that's not good. That's being unnice. The difference is there, but it's minimal. Okay, that's what I figured between the solder hot swap thing. I mean, I prefer solder for obvious reasons, that I enjoy building in solder, and then that also, like, you don't have to deal with plateless or like keycaps coming off even if it's not plateless. That kind of stuff. But convenience factor, because at least now for me, like, desoldering a board and rebuilding it is not that time consuming relative to doing it with hot swap. So the inconvenience of solder is quite minimal now, in the cases where it's inconvenient. Yeah, there's people who talk about the feeling instead of the sound. Like, people will say something like, oh, well, with the solder, at least, like, the switches, like, placed completely fixed in place, right? It's just, like, not gonna move from there, right? Assuming you properly put the switch all the way in, and it's nice and flush with the PCB, nice and flush with the plate as well, and it's all good. Like, and especially, like, yeah, sure, like half plate or like those kinds of like configurations, yeah. Or like specific switches that maybe have slightly looser housings or something like that too. Everything is hot swap if you got a hot coat. Yeah, exactly. So the inconvenience of hot swap is pretty much non-existent. I mean, of solder is pretty much non-existent once you, like, if you have the equipment for it. So yeah, I feel that. Yes, Kiwi. Soon. Yeah, I would agree that for me personally, hot swap is much more inconvenient compared to solder, because of like especially the whole like keycaps coming off while I'm trying to like take like switches coming off while I'm trying to take keycaps off, that kind of stuff. It's just super annoying. But yeah. Something's getting stuck here. What is it? Okay, there. Okay, not much room for movement, so just gotta tighten up. I hate inverted sockets. There are cases when inverted sockets kind of have the colliding keycap, or just even if at least it like rubs very slightly, but it still does bother me. Yeah, there's times when that happens too. Ooh, it looks so nice with the switches. Oh hell yeah. Okay, let's put this together now. And yeah, I think there's also the whatchamacallit for hot swap. Yeah, like bent pins, that kind of stuff. Once you bend it, it feels like so much weaker. Okay. Alrighty. Don't love ribbon cables, but for some reason the TKD stuff always has a ribbon cable for it. Oh god, I hate ribbon cable so much. Alright, there it is. Whoop whoop. I've been watching so many videos on keyboards that I was thinking to try it again to hobby very minimally. I can't seem to decide if I like mechanical keyboards because it seems no matter what, they'll make an audible noise that I feel like I'll get tired of in an office setting. Yeah, Tristpin, you can always do silent switches. Is the like most obvious first answer is that a nice lubed silent switch is pretty much inaudible. Like there's some really good silent switches out there that are essentially completely quiet. So there's ways to get the perks of a nice mechanical keyboard look and feel, while not having to worry so much about the sound aspect. And yeah, there's also, yeah, like if you compare it to other stuff that's already out there, you'll also get, I personally agree with Kupo that like low profile and some other stuff out there, especially like OEM stuff that you don't mod at all and you just use like that, does end up being actually louder than you think. Maybe like because it has some of that like plastic rattle, or maybe it's just not that quiet like the switches that they use. But yeah, compared to any membrane boards, yeah, they're gonna be louder. Yeah, like pre-built ones actually are pretty loud though, because of like the parts kind of like rattling together there. The reason silent switches don't come up in the videos you watch, Tristpin, Tristepin X, Tristepina, maybe, like a sad pineapple. Anyway, Triste, like the reason they don't come up, silent switches, is because how do you make a video about silent switches? Like you're showcasing this board, right? You're talking about, oh, board would sound great with these switches, blah blah blah, but here's a typing test with completely silent ones. You compare like, oh, this keyboard A and keyboard B and keyboard C are different in this and this and this regard, but then let me compare them with silent switches, right? So I think that's why, because there's going to be a bias against using silent switches for a video like that, inherently. And also people get keyboards because they don't want silent switches, or they don't want something necessarily quiet. So I mean, for the most part, I think a lot of people are okay with them not being completely quiet. So Haimu heartbeats, yeah, Haimu switches really good. I also do recommend like Sakurios, Roselios, Helios, like the ZLPC silent switches are honestly pretty good. I think I tried those the Otemu ones, the like the Boba U4 line of silent ones, and they're okay too. Yes, hi Kiwi. Yeah, I know, almost there. All right, let's try out what was it? GMK Earth Tones. GMK Earth Tones is what I was asked about. Hi Kiwi. Yes, soon. We're almost there. You could say we're halfway there, Kiwi. Oh, living on a prayer. Okay, so GMK Earth Tones right here. So who requested it again? GMK Earth Tones. I think it was Niku. I have the Babayin alphas as well. If you want me to use that, I can. It's up to you though, I think. Wait, where the hell is my dashboard? Oh, here. Diego, do you know much about munchkins? No. Ooh, look at this, like, it's an interesting color for the alphas on this. The cats? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about them. Saw comments saying they're only bred because they're cute, but they're physically quite weak. Are there dogs that are also like this? Are there dogs whose pedigree is not great? Wow, this color is like perfect. Let's I'll wait for Niku to decide whether we want Babayin alphas or not. Oh, accent arrows. It's been a minute. Let's try some accent arrows. Oh, I didn't know this had accent arrows, but once in a while accent arrows can be kind of nice. Guess I should wait for the alpha's decision. Babayin. Ah, look, listen. I'm not that cultured. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm just reading it however I see it. I dig the contrast. Same. You love how cute British short hair is? Oh yeah, they're cute. Yeah. Hey, if you wanna be bougie, you can get a rag doll. They're super friendly and easy. Actually, I'm not sure about easy, but they're friendly. Very easy in terms of socializing, because they're so friendly to people. Takes a while to get one though. Niku Dej? Okay, fine. I will make an executive choice for myself. I think we should try the alphas because they look kind of cool. Well, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, why not? Where's my last F-row key here? Oh, here. These are double shot. It's pretty cool. That's the language. It's like a form of Tagalog, right? Yeah. Ooh. That looks sick. Two artisans or like 10 billion of them. I don't think I have that many that color though. Let's try. It's not quite the same tone, but alas, okay. America! Kind of cute. I'm Filipino, and not gonna lie, I don't know a single thing about Babayin. Me neither. Me neither, buddy. Aboard celebrating America, and yet has a different language. Wait, this is meta. It's not in a good way either. Need to find some other caps. This is CF, right? Yeah, this is. Oh yeah, I didn't put it in the build command, huh? Yeah, this is a CF plate. Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to get a few caps. All right. I just got random caps here, so we'll just deal with that. Let's get to typing on this. So unplug that for a sec. Plug this one in. Yes, Kiwi, I know. All right. So get that going. And let's You hear him here? Okay. Yes, Kiwi, I know. Almost. Almost. Oh my gosh. Poor boy. We're almost there. Give me like 5 minutes. Do we feed him? Okay, I think he's too miserable to not be fed. So I'm gonna go feed him really quick. Oh, Kiwi. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. It's kind of cold. Oh my gosh, I know. Let's go. Go. Yep, I know. I know. Okay. My cats are like that in the mornings. They walk all over screen for walking all over. Yeah, that's me every morning. He knows where to step, so it hurts so much. He's like, ugh. It's like, oh, I can tell you worked out yesterday. Let me just casually step on all the muscles that will hurt so much. Yeah, he knows. He knows. Diego, what's your hoodie before you start? It's the Busto hoodie. It's the Buster Blader hoodie. The one that was run through Hungerworks Studio. Got cold, so I just wore it. Alright, so if you want to look at it from this side, it looks like that. Pretty nice. Actually, move this a little bit, shift it a little bit forward. He'll bonk his head against mine to wake me up. Yeah, that's every morning too. Yeah. All right, folks. Let's try this out though. So, all right. So we got our Everglide Tourmaline green switches. So these are Everglide linear. So kind of like the all polycarb housing linears. Right now we got this. They are lubed with 205 and with TX films. 62 gram springs, I think. And then we got GMK earth tones on this build on a forged carbon fiber plate. And yeah, Let's try it out. Stock springs, yeah, like the 62 gram gold springs that they have. Yeah. Alright. Type slower? Okay, I can type slower. I can type slower. So there it is. Gotta do the ramp up in speed. Anyway, so that's what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good though. I actually really like these Everglides on forged carbon. They actually sound really good. Very nice and clean. So pretty good stuff. All right, let's listen to the mods. You're already done eating? Oh my goodness. Pretty good. Wish sound test would be required to be done in English 450K is hard. Okay? We can try. What is the type? Is it difficulty? No. Where do I find it? I forget. Do you remember? Language? Oh yeah, there. these are all just like terms, like science terms. It's kind of lame. And my favorite word. Science is lame? Yeah. Can agree as someone who does that as a career. Anyway, yeah, of course a lot slower because these words get typed a lot more slowly, like as full words. Another benefit? No, not really. I mean, it's just like these typing tests are literally just done to practice typing. So, yeah. Just for fun. Yeah. Alright, so that's what the board sounds like. It also looks pretty damn good. In my opinion, this board sounds fantastic, okay? Like, I don't really have many qualms with how it sounds. It has no foam. These switches actually work pretty well for it, with this particular plate and top mount configuration here. So, pretty nice. Genuinely, like, I don't have any strong comments in terms of, like, would I change something very particular about it, because it feels and sounds pretty good. The modifiers, like the space bars, is comfy to press. Sounds good too, relative to the rest. The modifiers are good too. No particular like hollowness or something that's like irritating me when I press different parts of the board. So the design is really well done. I personally really like that. Let's take a look at the rest though. Yeah, so 238 shipped is pretty nice for a board like this. Yeah, I think it's crazy. 238 shipped for a board like this is crazy to me, okay? But again, high quantity manufacturing, obviously more accessible means of production, blah, blah, blah. Many different factors come into play for pricing, okay? But that's nuts, okay? Not to mention there's like 10 different finishes. We can weigh the net weight of the board here. And so it weighs all built up. It weighs 2.4 kilos. 2.4 kilos. That is 5 pounds and 6 ounces ish. So quite heavy. And you can take a look at what the board looks like otherwise though. Aside from the strangely smushed up weight, which I don't quite understand what was going on with that, I don't really care for it because it's also like, well, you know, it's PVD and they'll probably like clean up somehow. Maybe I'll just polish it, to be honest. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. But I have to say, I don't love these super thin bump-ons. They're very, very thin. That's the number one thing I noticed right away is these bump-ons are mother fraggin' thin. I do like non-adhesive bump-ons though. It's like it's actually like yay thin. Like if you compare it to a keycap, let's grab a normal keycap. Like if you compare it to a keycap, oh, great, I just dropped it. It's quite thin. So, like that's the thickness of a keycap. Isn't cherry like 1.5 millimeter, approximately? So it's about the same. So pretty thin, 1.5 millimeter thick. So yeah. I do think these could be a little bit thicker, just to kind of put the board a little bit above the desk a little bit more. Though, you know, they do look nice and clean though. They do also hide the screw, which is nice. But yeah, the look of the board itself is pretty good. IMO do like. So I think Vertex, if anything, along with I guess TKD now, look how easily they come off as well. So they also do need to tighten some of these up. So I do agree that the bump-ons here need some. They're not like hard to put on. I mean, like easy to put on or easy to get off as much, but definitely feel like still a little flimsy feeling. I'm having skill issue right now. There we go. So there is the side of the board here, right? So there is the side. Actually, let me hide that now. So there's a side of the board. Side profile is pretty nice and sharp. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that like 7B type of aesthetic, where the bottom sort of like creates this nice seam on the side, and you get a nice like side. This is like a nice side, like a sharp side profile, like kind of like wedge shaped, right? You got a nice chamfer up top here, reflects all the light from up above here, and my camera's going crazy. And yeah, as I said, the bump-ons are a little bit on the thinner side, so I personally would love to see slightly thicker bump-ons for this, at least if I were me, especially if you're going to use non-standard bump-ons like these. I would prefer seeing slightly thicker ones, personally. Front side, you kind of have the bottom sort of like wrapping towards the front, so you get to see a little bit of a seam up here. With like in this particular Peacock colorway, you get to see this like copper toned front end portion, and it looks really nice. And yeah, so and then you got the back over here. Hello, Mr. Extra Prius, please. Hello. How are you doing, Mr. EPP? We got our like patina accent for the daughter board portion here, and it looks nice and clean as well. I have a line that says part 175 over here in the back. The look of the back, honestly, really nice and clean. I do think 75% and this nice centered USB port look is pretty nice. Definitely did this quite nicely. I mean, as you can see, this is actually a Lindy cable, so Lindy cable fitment is perfect. No issues with that. And overall, like, you know, keycap fitment and everything, all the bezels and proportions look quite clean, in my opinion. And my camera is going crazy, but looks nice. So that's sort of what you get for this particular board. Is you get a pretty nice side profile and a pretty nice overall finish, excellent anodizing quality. In my opinion, have no issues with any of that anodizing and whatnot. Looks fantastic, and yeah, very clean for 75% over here. So let's go back here. And so let's see. So yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Why is there an oil slick on that? It's like, it's weird, but it was covered with this sort of film, protective film on the weight, but it had some sort of liquid on it. It's like a chemical, like maybe it was like a cleaning chemical or like a sealing chemical, but it wasn't completely like cured or dried, and so I think that's what caused the PVD on the weight of the back to you know, not look good. But I don't actually know exactly what the root cause is, but it was that. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Bradford. Thank you for the stream. No worries. Good night, Harry Smallwood. Take it easy. Let me see over here now. So we can like take a look at the, let's see. So taking a look at this, yeah, $238. The one I have here is the Peacock anodizing green, the one that says here. And this is, I guess I have a forged carbon upgrade, $25 extra for that, soldered PCB, and then I guess there's extras. $20 for plates. It's pretty good. $45 for forged carbon and $30 or $40 for PCBs. But the options that I have here right now is $263 US. And yeah, this is currently in stock, if I recall correctly. So very, very nice. And so the cycle series is concluded. It's time to introduce the next series from TKD, which will mark a brand new chapter, part 175. So it looks like they're gonna do a multi-part order for this series. Part 1 whatever, part 2 whatever. Naming convention was inspired by Kiko and Rama. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. Clean minimalist designs and enjoying and refining details within and outside of the keyboard. They certainly have been doing a very nice work with that. Let's see. Bezel is one of the important factors in defining character. I agree. They do nice. I see left and right bezels align with the internal frame horizontally. Huh. Top and bottom effortless spacing and arrow key section are harmonized. Oh, so like 0.5 U thick. Huh. That's nice. That's nice. Eliminated round corners, connected outer edges, more chamfers. Looks good, and you can read the rest, but they have photos and photos and photos and more renders and photos all the way to the bottom of the page. This page is huge, but yeah, they have a lot of them. There's the one that I got here. Oh, F. Oh, we're back. Let's send you all over in a raid. Or actually, there's nobody to raid right now, right? Alright, folks. I'll catch you guys later, though. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm probably just gonna send you up for a raid here. Let's just raid one of these makers and crafting folks. There is a guy making knives, if you're interested in that stuff. So maybe let's raid them. Actually, there's someone doing a... no, yeah, that's fine. Let's go raid this knife shop person, John Sin. I don't know them, but knife shop sounds kind of cool, so check that out. All right, folks. I'll send you guys over. Take it easy.